I'm halfway through my journey of growing out my gray hair naturally, and I guess now there's no turning back. Here's a few things that I've discovered along the way. Well, hello there, and welcome to my little corner of YouTube. My name is Holly, and here I like to talk about various topics, but from a midlife perspective. Month 5. Yeah, this is a process. And I'm at the point now where it's that feeling of, is this ever going to end? Is this ever going to finish? Because it seems like it got to a point and now it's just not going anywhere. I keep snipping off the dyed bits at the end, just keep trimming it as I go. And it's gotten me to really be introspective on the changes that happen throughout your life. I found for me, growing this out and embracing the changes in life, inevitable changes, you're going to go gray if you are one of the lucky ones that actually get to start to age. It's actually become a confidence booster. So it's one of those things where you are embracing 100% truly who you are. You're not covering anything up, you're not pretending anymore. And I was watching another YouTuber talk about the passage of time, letting her hair grow out, and how she was a very body confidence person. But yet, when you're covering up a part of your body, which your hair naturally is, you are almost body shaming yourself, even though you're confident of everything else that's going on. It's one more part of who you truly are. Now, if you're covering up your grays or you're coloring your hair, brightening highlights, pink, whatever you want to do, and treating it as a fashion accessory, more power to you. Hell, I've gone through many different colors and styles and changes in my life. What I'm talking about is you have to color your hair because you're going gray. And denying the fact that you actually are getting older and you are moving along through into another phase of your life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yet, for some reason, we seem to feel that there is. And this 5-month progress video is all about that. So I have gone through a lot of those oh shit moments that I'm actually doing this. I'm actually, embracing getting older. I'm actually showing off my silvers, and it's been interesting. This process is such a slow transformation. Every month your hair grows out an inch or half an inch or however fast your hair grows, and it's very painfully slow, but that also gives you the time for introspection and the time to fully develop into who you are and who you want to be for that next phase. It's totally natural to want to speed up painful processes. We all do it as humans. We want to go for the easiest path. We want to go for the most comfortable way of getting around things, but it's slowly revealing a new you, and it's almost like a meaningful struggle with yourself. You're letting go of your youth essentially. And if we put too much value on being young, what does that say as the inevitable passage of time happens and those little things that show that you're getting older start to happen to you, which they inevitably will? You cannot fight the passage of time. You can try, but you get to a certain point where it honestly starts to get ridiculous. Everybody ages in their own way. You get little creases, you get little sparkles coming out of your head, and I don't understand why there's something wrong with that. And I buy into that too. It's like, oh God, I'm getting older. What does that mean? On average, gray hair starts to appear at a phase in your life where you naturally should start releasing beliefs of your youth essentially and embracing the next phase. And I'm not talking about the um the 20-year-olds that start going gray for some reason, or the 50-year-olds that haven't even got a gray hair yet. That's on the fringes. I'm talking about the top of the bell curve, the most of us. Starts to appear maybe mid 30s, 40s, sometimes, late 40s, early 50s. And that is kind of that mid life where you are no longer a child, you're no longer a teen, you're no longer a young adult. Now you are mid age, and it's supposed to be your highest income earning time of your life. It's supposed to be that time where you know yourself and you're truly in your personality and you're open to growth and change, and you've learned everything that you're supposed to be able to learn, which is not true, by the way. You can keep learning until your end of your life, till the very last breath. But I see this not wanting to move past that point of youth. As a woman in society now, I guess, there's this misconception that a woman's value is in her youth and in her looks. And that's been perpetuated over decades. Now, I understand the deep evolutionary need to apply that value to, perpetuating the species. If you're young and vital and healthy and full, you are prime for making little humans, right? But as humans, there is intrinsic value in the wisdom that only time can give you. Yes, there's very, very, very intelligent young people, but nothing is as great a teacher as time and experience. And to gain that experience, you have to have spent time living. I've noticed that at 35, 40, 45, that kind of decade, a lot of women go through a midlife struggle or midlife crisis, or um, just that moment of, okay, where do I go from here? And there's two trains of thoughts. You either desperately try to hold on to who you were in your 30s and 20s, and you do everything within your power to make sure that you still retain that youth and vitality. And advertising and movies and media and all of that big machine values that as virtuous. And as you get older as a woman, you have to try and hang on to that, because those are the only people that are valuable. I mean, to market to, I guess. Also, I've noticed that there's this other group of ladies that once they reach that mid 30s to mid 40s part of their life, and your body actually starts to change. I mean, it's inevitable. And you start to get the grays, you start to get the little creases, all the things that happen to you as you get older. Um, it's almost like they believe that their value is gone, and they just kind of lay down and take it and disappear and fade into the background. So we have two groups. We have the ones that are desperately trying to hold on to who they were in the past, and ones that just catapult themselves into obscurity. I think this is where the midlife crisis comes from, because you're desperately either trying to hold on to your youth, which you can't, and that's incredibly frustrating and that can break you down, or you're just giving up and but you're not done yet. And that causes just chaos and stress, and you don't need that in your life. You need some semblance of balance. Just live in the moment that you're here right now. This is what's happening right now. There's a very small group of us out there, and I'm sure some of you ladies who are watching this are a part of that group, that just are like, yep, this is it. This is who I am. This is who I've grown to be. This is me. I look back to different generations, like generations for the past few decades, and um, you would start to go gray whenever you go gray, and you have to cover that up. You can't let the passage of time show. And so you color, 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 color until you get to a point where you're just 100% white. And that's when you stop coloring. And that's well into your, 60s normally. I know there's always outliers, but 60s, 70s, 80s, and that is when you're well into your life. You're in your 40s. You still have another good 40 years to go. Um, so the misconception of a woman growing out her gray hair, can be, like young, bam, old lady. And I don't understand that concept. We're trained by society that old equals valueless, used up, done, almost dead, all those horrible things. And there's so many vital, amazing, creative, wise people that just aren't done yet. But I mean, they're well on in their lives, and I don't see why that's not valuable anymore to a lot of people. Well, I guess to like advertising and mainstream media, but that's not people. That's not humans. That's a machine that's working out there trying to tell us what to think and what to do. So that's why this is a 100% power move. I'm not buying into that anymore. I'm going to be me. I'm going to save money while I'm doing it as well. That's a super kudos thing for me. Ancient societies, according to the writings of history, held more value to the aged um, than we do today. The wise man on the top of the hill, where the youth went to for the answers to the question of life. The wise old woman who knew the magic of medicine that would heal, would give advice to newlyweds. There was always that um, elevating of the wisdom of experience. And with that is the gray hair, the white hair is always represented as the exalted and the wise. And on a side note, it's pretty pathetic for us humans to think that we're only valuable for like 20% of our lives. Once you hit that 40, you're overdone, shriveled up, all that stuff. Man, I mean, the average lifespan of a woman is what, 84 years in North America? You hit 40, you still have another, was it 48 more years left in your life. You're not done, and you're still valuable. You still have a lot to offer, and you will until you take that last breath. You are valuable until they put you in the ground or put you into ashes, or however you decide you want to be taken care of after you're done here on this earth. It's funny too, and I don't know if it's quarantine that's created this kind of movement of ladies that are growing out their grays because hair salons are closed. I mean, they're all closed where I live, and there's a lot of people that haven't had their hair cut in months and stuff. But there's a lot of ladies out there that are growing out their grays, and they're about as gray as I am. I'm mostly all up in the front here, a couple strings and stripes. And I see them out in public, and I look and I see that, the demarcation line, and I think to myself, I'm like, good for you, girl. Like, you and me, we're in the same club. We are bucking the system, we are 100% owning ourselves, and we are breaking out of this shell that we're trying to put ourselves in. And I try to be that creepy person that makes eye contact and tries to smile, and not a lot of people appreciate it. That's fine. I can be a little too much sometimes. But it makes me happy that I'm seeing more and more of that. And maybe it's just I'm noticing it more because I'm going through the process myself. When you buy a car and you think, oh, yeah, I've never seen one of those before. And then you're driving down the road as soon as you put the license plate on it and you see 17 of them when you're on your way home. So you always see what you're focused on. But anyway, it's a cool thing to focus on. It makes me really happy, and it makes me really proud for my fellow midlife ladies that are doing the same thing. Um, we are awesome. And if you're doing this process, or you're middle of the process, if you've gone through it and have experience with it, you are a queen. Awesome. Kudos to you. And it makes me so happy that there's more of us in this world that are bucking this trend. So go midlife ladies. All right. You get out there and you have a great day. You are valuable, no matter what phase of life you're in. Don't let anyone or anything, any media, tell you that just because you have a little sparkle on your crown and you have a few roadmaps showing up on your face of your life experience and the joys that you've experienced, you still have value in my eyes. If anybody tells you different, you can always forward them to me and I'll let them know. Anyway, enjoy your day. Drink your water, eat your vegetables, and 100% be kind to yourself because you deserve it. Honestly, you do. Have a great day. Bye.